Oops, hey everyone, it's Jenny. Just here for day 3 of Living the Truth. So this morning I did my Facebook Live feed for this session, and it was one of those days I prepared what I was going to do, and I'm sure you're going to relate to what I'm about to say, which is that, some days you prepare stuff and you imagine how something's going to go. You make decisions about what you want to do, how you're going to do it, and you do it to the best of your ability. You make decisions, and afterwards it doesn't work. It's a fail. And I'm sure you've had something happen. We all have had times when we do stuff that actually didn't work. And that's what happened to me this morning. So I actually took down the post that I did. I thought it was a bit of fun, but just the cringe factor was just too high, right? So I asked a couple of people and they went, yeah, I think the cringe factor's too high. Thanks for your help on that, guys. So I took it down and I thought, okay, so what's the lesson? So for me, it's always about, when you're following your heart, to just be out there and do what it is that you need to be doing and just being yourself, saying, what the fuck, right? Sometimes it doesn't always work out. So I think it's sort of like there was a lesson in that for me as well, is to say, well, what happens when it doesn't work? Like sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you think. Sometimes it isn't a massive success. So what happens then? And I guess, like, even today I thought, oh my God, what a failure. I'm obviously no good at this. Because what I did was some stuff that I don't usually do. I was just being a bit silly, tongue-in-cheek. I had a bit of a puppet and stuff like that. If you're one of the ones that got to see it, you're lucky. That's in the vaults forever now. It's not coming out again. I showed it to my son and he went, oh my God. But I thought, that's just kids saying that. But, I'm sure that you have had an experience in your life as well at some time when you made decisions and you did things to the best of your ability and it didn't work out. Or you're still waiting, like, you've made a decision to leave or do something and you still haven't got the next step. You still haven't manifested the thing you want, whether it's the relationship or the job or whatever it is. And it's in your eyes, it's been a bit of a fail. What happens now? And so I pondered on this night because I believe that everything we do, everything that happens is for a reason. I believe I learn from everything. And how can I get back to my centre? How can I get back to who I know I am, what it is I'm doing, what I want to say? And how can I come back to that? How can I come back to what is my inner truth? And what's my inner truth really is who I am at my core and who I'm wanting to be out in the world. So today, your challenge is to think about something that, hasn't turned out the way that you thought. Maybe you've seen yourself as a bit of a failure. Maybe, you've regretted something that you did or said. Now it's just a chance to come back to yourself. And what I mean by that is, here's the question you need to ask yourself. And that is the same question I was asking myself today, which is, so what was my intent? Who was I wanting to be? Who did I show up as today? And I thought, well, I showed up as courageous. I showed up as being my authentic self, really, just being a bit silly. And that always doesn't resonate for someone else. So the question is, who were you being when you made the decisions you were making? What was the intent behind what you did? Because I believe every behaviour has a positive intent. I believe everything that we do comes from a place of needing something for ourselves, wanting to be something ourselves that actually is positive. Even things that other people might interpret as something they wouldn't do, it's still, I have a reason for why I did and what I do. So when I reflected on my performance this morning, I thought, you know what? I was being courageous. I was being brave, and I was being creative. Yeah, I was just being creative, and that was my intent. So I wonder about you when you've made some decisions that maybe haven't turned out the way that you thought. What's the reason that you did it? Were you really following your heart? Was it really something that was in alignment? And if it was, It's totally the right decision. It was always the right decision. I believe all the things that we do are always decisions, always made right at the time, and there's something to learn from them. If they don't, stuff doesn't always turn out exactly like we think, right? But I'm feeling back in balance already about the thing I made this morning, because I'm coming back to my inner truth. I'm coming back to who I know I am. And so that's my challenge to you, is think about some time in your life or something you're experiencing at the moment where it might not have turned out what you want, how you wanted yet. Maybe you haven't reached the place of understanding of where you're going, or the thing you want hasn't manifested. Don't give up, and just know who you are and where you're going, what you want, and understand all the decisions you're making are taking you in a certain direction. And vibrationally speaking, that's the most important thing. What we manifest, who we attract to us, has got to be about believing in ourselves and not worrying about what hasn't shown up yet, because that's just reverting back to the energy that you don't need, which is my stuff this morning, right? Starting to feel like if I'm a failure or an idiot, why did I do that? Cringe factor. It's like, no, that's okay for half an hour. Now we've got to get out of it, get moving, get on with what we know about ourselves to be true. So that's your challenge. Find who were you being when you made the decisions you made, and what does it say about you as a person? Okay, cool. Thanks for watching.